All right, guys, this is Mobile Gamer Nerd, and we are here with a slightly different video for the Raid Shadow Legends. So basically what we did was on the live stream last week is we wanted to see if we could get all of the campaign champions in one day. Now, while it may be possible, it did take us a lot longer. And the reason it took us longer is because, one, I don't have, 24 hours a day to just sit here and play. And then the other reason is because we kept running out of energy and I didn't really have the gems to keep refilling. Now we do because we actually finished a couple of missions. But the question remains kind of, what's so good about getting the campaign heroes? So I figured, we would do a video on having all 20 heroes. Technically 18 if you want to go by the actual campaign numbers, but you do get a starter champion and you also get war priest. So basically 20 champions to rule them all is really what we're looking at here. So we want to see if you can do it. So we were able to get probably about 12 to 13 of them in one day. All right. It required a lot of time. It required a lot of kind of just literally just farming. I mean, just the stream alone was 2 hours. So, and that was not even the build up to get to that point. All right. So yeah, it does take a long time. You might get lucky. It's possible that you could do this in one day if you get really lucky with the drops. However, there were some of these that took me, no joke, like 4 hours to get one of them. So it does take time. So yeah, for us, it took a week, all right, to get them all, just because, once again, we ran out of energy. I didn't have time to play, things like that, work, life, all that crap. But we do have all 20 of them now, of the beginning champions, I guess you could say. I put everybody else in the vault for right now. And then we're going to look at them and just kind of see, what do we think we can do with these heroes? Like, what can you accomplish with 20 heroes? I mean, and they're all free campaign heroes that you can just farm, right? So they can't be that good, right? That's kind of what we're thinking here. But this is kind of like the starting 5 video, except we're going to go over kind of all the campaign heroes and see what they can do. We were able to get Golem to level 60. However, we did feed the new legendary that was free to him because, once again, this is a Mobile Gamer Nerd channel and I don't give a crap about legendaries if you've watched my videos before. So yeah, we fed the new legendary to Golem, and that was the last 5-star we needed in order to get him to 60. And then we used the barrel to level him up. So now we have our campaign farmer. We did get Spirit Host leveled up. Actually, funny enough, we just got to the point where we could craft gear. So we actually got a speed boot for resilience and a shield that also had speed on it. So we got him a little bit more speed. He was very slow before, so now he's a little faster. We are still looking for a couple better pieces. We're still using an HP chest on him, which is stupid. So, but unfortunately, it's just what we had, so that's what we're going with. As you can see, we have a 3-star crit rate glove. Like, we didn't really go crazy farming gear because we just didn't have the energy because we were trying to get these heroes. So that's him. Spirit Host, we just got to 5-star just now. So we are working on her to level 50. We threw her in a bunch of speed stuff. Normally, I would say to put her in a shield set just to help you get through campaign. However, with the new updated kind of pass, if you want to call it, for leveling up your main hero, honestly, you don't even really need the shield set on her. It's like kind of double, like I basically ran through hard mode campaign with literally just Golem, and he was able to beat it all. So it's not like you really have to worry too much about shield at that point. If once we get him built out, you're not gonna have to worry about anything. We've got the shield set on Valerie just for now because she's a shielder and we just use her as a shielder, so that if we need a shield, then we bring Valerie in. So we got Valerie there, and she is really good. She is the first hero that you will be able to find, well, one of the first. And if you've watched my videos before, you'll know that I love Valerie. She is an awesome hero. She can extend buffs, all right, on your team and give you an increase of attack by 25%. Not as good as Spirit Host, who can do 50. We'll go into her later. We're going to try to go in order. And yeah, basically, that's an awesome skill. We actually have Valerie on our Nightmare Clan Boss team, like actual team that can one-shot Nightmare in my other account for the Mystery Shard only run. So yeah, she is an awesome hero, but she doesn't really get good until later. So I would honestly probably not worry about building her too much early on. We got her to 40 just because I ended up pulling her first. So she ended up getting leveled first, but she is not going to be one of the first ones to 60 after Golem. More than likely, it'll be Spirit Host, War Maiden, or one of the other starting 5 heroes. She also has a shield and heal, which is nice. Now, it's on a long cooldown because it's at 5 turns, so it's not very useful. However, this is really the skill that makes her useful, is this increase of ally buffs by 1 turn. Essentially, think about it this way. If you have heroes that have a skill that have 3-turn cooldowns, but a 2-turn like lifespan. What this does is it makes it so that those buffs will jump to 3-turn, and now you have buffs infinitely. You see what I mean? So these kinds of things, that one little turn increase is what makes her so damn good, all right? It's good for anything. Like if you have somebody who has unkillable for 2 turns, there's a couple out there that I can think of. Yeah, you could extend their unkillable basically. But yeah, that's how good it is. She's just a really good hero. I highly recommend getting her at least and using her when you're having trouble staying alive or if you need someone to keep your buffs going. So yeah, really good hero for the starting. We put her in the shield set. You could put her in HP. You could put her in whatever you want early game. Just make her Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and give her some speed. The second hero from stage 1, Conqueror. He's just a beast as far as damage output. Just put him in straight attack stuff, get his crit damage and crit rate up as high as you can. As you can see, we didn't really get time to build all these heroes yet. We literally have only been playing for 7 days, and we've been focusing on getting them first, so it's been tough. He's really strong early game. He's not going to be good later. He actually starts to die a lot, so maybe there's a way to kind of work him through and make him a little bit stronger. But basically, he just attacks one enemy 2 times, does crazy damage. He can remove 2 buffs from a target that are random, so unfortunately you can't just choose, it just happens. But yeah, that's great for, like, I don't know, the magic potion keep, if you want to get rid of that damn shield. If there's somebody who has a freaking unkillable, you want to remove it, I love it. All those in favor, say aye. And then we have this skill which kills enemies and they can't be revived, which is great for Ice Golem. So yeah, he's actually really good early game. He starts to fall off probably around stage 15. And then eventually when you get into the higher stages, 20 plus in dungeons, yeah, he just gets like killed. He just gets murdered. So unless you have some really good heroes down the road, you're probably not going to be able to use him. All right, next stage, you get this guy, Skullsworn. Now, I don't like Skullsworn. I actually never use him. I do not like him. I think he is garbage. However, can he be useful? Yes, I'm sure he can. He has an attack that basically has a 20% chance of placing an extra hit. So that means he could be useful in Fire Knight early stages. He places an increased speed buff on this champion for 2 turns. Also places a counterattack buff on this champion for 2 turns. So that could be useful for, once again, Fire Knight, because he'll put the counter up. Then if he gets hit for the next, 2 turns, he's going to counter, and he can hit 3 times with a 20% chance of an extra hit. That means you pretty much get every 3 turns, you're going to get 6 to 9 attacks. And that's if the boss is not hitting you a lot. And then this one fills the champion's turn meter by 15% on critical hits, fills this champion's turn meter by 50% if this champion kills an enemy. So basically on a boss, you're looking at 15% increase on critical hits. So that means he's going to constantly get his turn meter back and then hit more times. So yeah, he could be really, really good in a boss fight. I don't see him being really useful for waves unless you just happen to have a team that you don't want to hit maybe, and you want to beef him up, but then he'll probably die because he's an attack champion. So either way, I don't hate him, I don't love him, but I never use him. So there's that. All right, stage 3 area, we get Sorceress. She's kind of fun. She actually has an attack on one enemy, 30% chance of placing a 15% decreased speed debuff for 2 turns. Decreased speed is always good. Attacks one enemy 2 times, 20% chance of placing an extra hit. Once again, it's just an extra hit for free when it happens. And then attacks 3 times at random. Each hit has a 30% chance of placing a 60% decreased defense debuff for 2 turns when it's ascended. So yeah, really good skill. Decreased defense, decreased speed. She's a utility hero that can attack. So yeah, give her some damage, give her some accuracy. She's going to light some stuff up. Actually, not bad. We never really built her on my other account, but that's because we found other heroes that I needed first. But I could definitely see the usefulness of her now, early game, and I definitely think you could build her and make her awesome. Stage 4. Yep, Spirit Host. I don't think we're going to spend too much time on her. She's awesome. We have champion spotlights on every single one of the heroes here, except for maybe a few. So it's kind of good that we're doing them all in one place. She increases attack by 50% when she's ascended. She can remove buffs, and then the main thing is that she can keep your team alive, which is awesome. Not really. She actually keeps herself alive. She's very greedy, but she can heal by 50% of the damage inflicted that she hits on her A1, which basically means if you put her in a bolster set or a healing set, and then you give her that A1 skill maxed out, she's going to get healed for bolster, she's going to heal with her attack, and she's going to be able to boost the attack of everybody in your team by 50%, which basically means she doesn't die. She heals herself back up, and if you watch some of my little clips and things, actually we beat Bommel in the city on hard mode the first time, not the later ones. We beat it with just her attacking with her A1 the entire time. No increased attack, nothing, and she was able to kill Bommel by herself. So yeah, insanely awesome hero. by far and away my favorite hero in the game. Like, there is no one else that touches Spirit Host, and I talk about her all the time. I love her. Amazing hero. People who say she's bad, they should quit the game. Then we've got Greybeard, another awesome hero, which I actually didn't know was that good until later on. He's actually a beast, dude. He's like freezes. He's a good tank. He's got a provoke, which is great for Magma Dragon. We use him on the Magma Dragon in the in the Doom Tower. So really good hero. Attacks one enemy, 50% chance of placing a provoke, basically up to 75%. Insane. Is that 75? Did I look at that? 5, 10, 20. So it's 70%, whatever it is. Probably 75 if you get him the masteries. He also can freeze. All right, all enemies, and his damage is based on defense, which means he stays alive. And then he places a shield and a counter, so once again, that's really nice. Not the best thing for regular content, but who cares, because he can AoE and freeze everybody, so he's a control hero. Really good for controlling waves. Awesome, awesome hero. So that's stage 4. Stage 5. Stage 5 is the only one that you don't have to actually farm. You get him for free by beating, I think, stage 6 or 7. So you don't have to farm for him, which is nice, but he's Rocktooth. He's there. He does stuff. He can place an extra hit if he crits. He can increase crit rate on all allies, which is useless if you build your heroes right. And then you've also got an attack which does heal reduction up to 100%, which is great for basically your, the spirit potion keep or any enemy that you're trying to stop him from healing. So he does have his value. He's just not a top tier hero that I would be like, yeah, that's awesome. Stage 6. This is where we get into the elves. So Avenger. Avenger is okay. She has an attack that decreases defense, so that's not bad. It's 30%. She also attacks a random enemy 2 times and has a 15% chance of inflicting a critical hit. I mean, sure, it means you get to put more into damage, basically, is what that is. And then she attacks one enemy. This skill always inflicts a critical hit. So that basically means if you build her at, what is that, 85% crit rate, she will always crit on 2 of her skills. Isn't that nice? So basically just build her up damage, and she has attack and faction crypt, so she could be useful. I've seen her hit really hard, so don't not build her, but she is pretty cool. All right, Eris. This is the one that I hated on for a while, but I'm starting to see the light on her. Attacks one enemy, grants an extra turn if the target is killed. Then we've got removes a random debuff from all allies. All right, and has a 60% chance of placing a 30% increased speed buff on all allies for 2 turns. So a 60% chance. All right, so that means we have a chance of it happening. And then when you max out her skills, it's 100%. So basically, she's increasing your speed while removing debuffs. That is an insanely good skill. Counterattack the attacker when an ally is attacked. So yeah, go ahead, say that 10 times fast. Counterattacks the attacker when the ally is attacked. Yeah, there you go. This is a clan boss kind of thing. You kind of want her to just, and it doesn't say happens once per turn. It just says counterattacks the attacker when an ally is attacked. So that could go crazy. So we could technically build her for clan boss, and we probably will. Removing of buffs and speed is also very good. So yeah, really, really good hero for a clan boss. We're going to be using her for that specifically on this little run. We're just going to be playing around with it. We're not going to the end of the game with this, but we're just going to play around with it and see how it does. We'll do a couple videos. So that's stage 6. Really cool hero. She does have speed aura in dungeons, which is also really nice. All right, so that's stage 6. Stage 7. Stage 7 is what? That's the orcs village, right? Because 8 is the 8 is the ship. So I believe it's Goremask. If I go out of turn, I apologize, but we're still going to go over all of them. So we got Goremask. I've never used Goremask. I don't even know what he does, to be honest. He attacks one enemy 2 times. He has an attack on one enemy. Damage increases by 20% if the attack is critical, which means nice. You get some extra crit damage. And then attacks one enemy will ignore shield and block damage buffs. This champion will receive damage equal to 10% of their max HP. This will happen even if this kills the champion. So that's not good. And then attacks one enemy will ignore shield and block damage buffs. So that's really it. Ascended skill is based solely on attack. That's weird, right? I don't know how this hurts or helps him, but the fact that he can kill himself isn't that great, but he can break through shields. So if you want a nuker who can take down a boss a little bit quicker, sure, you could bring him in. And he also has more HP in the arena. I don't know if that helps you. Stage 8, the pirate ship. Yeah, we've got Mr. Templar, who is very cool. You can beat Baumel with him by yourself, even on highest stages. I've never built him like that, so I would recommend looking up some videos for that. But he does attack, doing a decreased speed debuff for 2 turns, and it's based on defense, which is nice. He also has a random 4 attack provoke, and then he puts block damage on himself. And then he has a passive where he will attack with his default skill whenever an enemy places a debuff on him. So he is really good at keeping himself alive and not dying. And if you build him fast enough and the right skills, he can beat pretty much any boss. Kind of nice, right? That's kind of an overstatement. Really, he's just good for Bommel, but there you go. All right, so that's stage 8. Stage 9, my favorite stage, which brings us to War Maiden, who is also in the starting 5 team. Really good hero. She can poison on her A1. She can hit every single enemy with a defense down. That's this right here. 75% chance, basically up to 100 when booked. So that's nice. 60% decreased defense. And then she can also place an increased attack buff on this champion and places an extra hit if the attack's critical. So when she does crits, yeah, she's going to get extra attacks and stuff. So that's kind of nice. Really great hero for wiping out waves of enemies really quickly with a nuker. So yeah, don't walk away from her. She's awesome. Then you get Berserker. Berserker. I just saw the Jay and Silent Bob store. We went there about a week ago, and I got some pictures of it. Very nice. Maybe I'll post one. All right, we've got attacks one enemy, fills the champion's turn meter by 30% if the attack is crit. That's awesome. That means he keeps getting turns. Attacks one enemy, grants an extra turn if the target is killed. This is on a 3-turn cooldown. I have a feeling he's going to be a monster when he gets a little bit higher with some masteries. And then attacks all enemies 2 times and will ignore 20% of the target's defense, which is nice to have that built in. You could put him in ignore defense or ignore other stuff to build that number. We have him in ignore 25% of enemy defense. So basically he's getting a 45% increase in defense ignore. So that's kind of nice. We just did it for funsies. He'll probably end up in lifesteal because that's what everybody always ends up in, but it's still fun to have him in that, and he does really good damage. All right, now we're on to stage 10, which is the lizards. Flinger is basically just a regular attacker. That's all he is. He does have a decreased defense on his A1, which is nice. He attacks all enemies with no other, skill on it. And then he attacks one enemy. The skill always inflicts a critical hit when you get it awakened. So that means you can not focus as much on crit rate if you have to. But otherwise, he's basically just a damage dealer. Like, that's it. Just build him with as much attack, crit, and everything you can, and let him do as much damage as he can. And if he can drop defense, great. Like, we don't care. It's basically every time he attacks, it's just going to be damage. So go for straight damage. If you want to kill something fast, he's the one. And then Muckstalker, really good hero. Very good for the Sand Devil, or the Dust Devil, or the Jerk Devil, the Devil Wears Prada, whatever that devil is called. We've got attacks one enemy and places a block buffs on the target for 2 turns. Then we have a sleep, which is why he's so good for it. He can put the boss to sleep, and that way you guys can drop all your debuffs on the boss. And then he has a continuous heal buff on this champion for 2 turns if the champion loses 20% or more in one attack, which is nice. It also places a 15% continuous heal buff for 2 turns if the damage exceeds 20% after being ascended. So yeah, he can keep himself alive, and his damage seems to be based kind of solely mixed bag on attack and HP, which sucks, but you know what? If he was HP, he would literally be a perfect hero. Stage 11. Boom, we've got Executioner. Another kind of weird hero that I do like, but also never use anymore. He attacks one enemy, has a stun. Stuns are always good. Kind of stops one enemy from being a jerk. Attacks all enemies, decreases the turn meter by 20%. Has a 50% chance of placing a 15% decreased speed debuff for 2 turns. So that's actually not bad, attacking everybody. And then he's got a counter attack and an increased defense. He's kind of fun. I've seen him in videos killing Spider. I've actually done it at low level. I haven't done it at like max level yet, but low level, he can kill Spider by himself just because it just always has a counterattack and then kills every single Spider as they attack him one by one. So in Lifesteal set, yeah, awesome, awesome hero. And then you've got the final heroes. Houndspawn, my baby, my joy. I love this hero. But remember, you can't really make him that good until you get his friend and cohort Hellhound, because he doesn't unlock this skill unless Hellfang is in the thing. So unfortunately, you can't use this skill. It's just one of those things. But he does hit really hard. He has a stun on his A1, and he attacks 2 times. It's a 50% chance of placing a 60% decreased debuff for 1 turn. And then he can bust through block damage and freeze block damage if the targets are frozen. And that's why you need Mr. Hellfang, because he comes in and freezes the whole wave, and then you just wipe the floor with them with with Houndspawn. So yeah, these guys he's awesome. My favorite. He's fun. He's the most fun hero that I have on my other account. So yeah, he's a really good hero. And then my girl from the starting 5, Diabolist, really cool hero. She's got a sleep on her A1, which is whatever, and then she's got an attack that increases the speed of all allies, and she's got a turn meter fill of all allies and decreases the turn meter of all enemies, which is even better. So yeah, really good starting hero for arena, for pretty much everything. You're going to use her in every single thing that you do in the beginning if you don't have Apothecary or someone else who speeds the team up. Even someone like Harris could work in that respect if you wanted to. So yeah, there's definitely a lot of good things that you can use with Diabolist. She doesn't have a heal, which sucks, but you know what? She speeds your team up, and she can also slow the other team down. If you put her in a stun set, she'll actually do some pretty cool stuff. We don't have a stun set right now. We just have her in stuff. That's it, just gear we had. I got really unlucky with this account. Then you got War Priest, which everyone gets. Just put her in the HP stuff. She's basically a lower tier version of Valerie. The only difference between her and Valerie is that Valerie's good. I'm just kidding. I mean, I'm not completely kidding. She's got a freeze on her A1, which is really the only advantage she has over her. Otherwise, she just heals everyone, and she increases their attack by 25%. So if you're going to pick one, yeah, Valerie is way better. However, with that being said, the caveat here is that War Priest is Spirit. All right? In the beginning of the game, using War Priest to get through campaign without having with a 3-star rating, she's awesome. We kept her at 40 while Golek was at 40 and 50, and we were able to 3-star areas just because we had War Priest in the team because she was the other affinity. So anytime Golek couldn't do damage to the wrong affinity, we had her come in and smack them in the face, and she would either kill them or freeze them, and it was kind of nice. So yeah, she is tanky as hell, and she will not die if you build her correctly. So yeah, awesome if you need someone to not die. That's what War Priest is good at. Otherwise, stay away from her. And then obviously we got Golek, just because normally I pick Kale for these, but we picked Golek this time just because I love Golek. He is my favorite of the 4 starting champions, but he's not my favorite pick if you're trying to do a challenge run. Yeah, Kale is much better. He just basically kills everything. He's just attack. I don't think we need to go over him. Everyone's seen him. He has drop defense, and then he just kills things. That's what he does. So yeah, basically that's all the heroes, right? So you can do a lot with these guys. I mean, we're just going to do kind of quick situations here and show you what we're doing. So campaign, we have just beaten hard mode. So that's where we're at right now. I don't know how good he is with this. Let's see. I think we did this not on auto just because the fight requires us to have that main attack ready, and we could still die. Like, this is a random fight, so it's just one of those things, but it's just to show you that he can kind of deal with it. And remember, he has an HP chest, guys. All right, an HP chest. Let me say that again. So he's going to be doing significantly lower damage than you would be doing if you had gotten lucky and got a thing. However, the upside to this is that he's got a lot of HP. So look at this. He can take a lot of damage from these guys, and it won't even matter. But the problem is we need to reset our skill, so we can't really do that. I really wish we didn't get that that bomb on us. That sucks. But we're going to have to take it like a champ here. There goes another bomb. There's that. We're going to taking more bomb damage. Luckily, we're going to heal up right as we get into the next area, and then as soon as we use the main attack, it's going to heal me back up, so it's not a big deal. Say we're back to the heal. Now we're going to use this to get our HP to max. There you go. Now we're going to get punched in the face and block buffs, which sucks, and then we're going to get hit by all this. There's that. And now we're going to try and kill these two. Whoops. I just put the chat up. That's dumb. Alright, so that guy's dead. So now we got to kill this one, because we can't have any extra damage. Now he can use his big skill, and it doesn't kill me if he uses it the first time. Say boom. So even if he uses it, we're good. There you go. 3-star win, Mr. Golek by himself. So yeah, awesome stuff you can do there. Now, as far as the battles in the dungeons and stuff like that, I mean, we haven't really pushed a lot of this stuff because it's just not something that we were able to do. We didn't have time. But yeah, I mean, you can easily start pushing your way through with any heroes here you want. We've been using this team right now. You can put her in the lead if you really want to, unless your heroes are dying, in which case take her out and put Golek back in for HP. But yeah, you can pretty much use any team you want. The reason we're using this specific team right now is because we're leveling them. So there's no other reason for me to use this team. But yeah, you can pretty much just kind of blast through things with Golek being your damage dealer, and then everyone else on this team right now is essentially just supporting him. I mean, I would probably say if you need to stay alive, just bring like Valerie in instead of Mr. Lizardman here. But yeah, if you're just trying to kill things fast and do some damage, Flinger can become that person. Now remember, my other heroes have bad gear right now. They're terrible gear, horrible gear. But the funny thing about this video is really the whole point of this video is that you can literally start this game and just kind of level the heroes you find in campaign. Like every single one of these heroes, even the ones that I said weren't that great, will serve a purpose, be it faction wars, be it something, anything. There could be one enemy that you're trying to get through a shield, and all of a sudden, Goremask becomes like the most amazing hero ever just because you can beat one thing. You've got heroes that you can build multiple times in here for fun effect. You could build a bunch of executioners if you wanted to. If you want 5 executioners, you can go ahead and do that. Yeah, there's a lot of things you can do with the team members that we just talked about. A lot of them have really good utility. There's plenty of clan boss teams just from the heroes that we showed. And if you pick Kale, even better, because Kale's much stronger at there we go, at clan boss than any of the other starters. So yeah, but given the correct circumstance, any hero can really boost you through clan boss. So don't think you have to worry about, what heroes you're getting. This is literally just, you got a free farm, guys. That's what I'm trying to say here. You got a farm of heroes that will just be good enough to get you through. Even though it doesn't seem that way especially if you're just starting the game, it may not feel that way because you're like, oh, I want that legendary. I need that undead knight, death knight, face man. I want him. Like, trust me, you don't need these heroes. They're just for funsies, all right? They're going to help you get through some fights a lot easier, I'll tell you that much. You're not going to have to grind as much like I do, but the fun part is that it's not needed. That's the whole point. We just fed an awesome legendary, all right, to my rare, all right? A legendary that I probably will never get again for this account. Granted, I don't care, but that's how much it doesn't matter to me, all right? You can literally do whatever you want. It's just a game. All right? Have fun with it. There is no hero outside of maybe a limited hero like someone like Ninja that you probably won't get again. All right? Unless you feed like one of the ones you get from like Doom Tower and stuff. Maybe then. But even then, who knows? Who the hell knows with this game? They like to come up with new ways to get you to buy things. So they'll probably make a package where you could buy them again if you wanted to. But we're free to play, so that doesn't really apply to us. But the point here is that within 7 days, we've got every single hero, and I was slow. Remember, you can do this in like probably 1 to 3 days, if I had to guess. That's like with good luck. If you have bad luck, it could take you, a month to get all the heroes. But this took us 7 days. Not really that bad. And so far, I mean, we're able to kind of push through. Like just having Golem at level 60, because what we did was while we were farming, that's why it's a kind of a double-edged sword in a good way. We basically farmed all the heroes while leveling food for Golem to hit level 60, which is why we were able to do it. And as soon as we got that 5-star, we already had the last 5-star from farming, and then we were able to get him to 60. So there you go. Quick and easy getting a 60. Best thing you could ever do, because now you can actually go in and start getting better gear. You can start farming into Brutal, which is what we're going to be doing. We're being lazy with it because I didn't have energy. So I just started, and we ended up finishing hard mode last night. But yeah, you can finish. If you're just focused on Golem and you fed everybody you got to him, yeah, you could have a 60 in the first day, and boom, you can get into Brutal, and you can be in Nightmare by the first day if you really wanted to. That just depends on how much you're willing to sacrifice certain heroes. But there you go. Look at this. Golem he's not going to die. Spirit Host might die because she has crap gear, but other than that, even with crap gear, look at this. She's like, nah, I'm good. She's just going to heal back for 5,800 damage. Look at that. She's taking 5,000 damage, and she's healing herself right back up. Perfect hero. Literally the best hero. Even at level 28 with crappy gear not leveled, she is amazing. So there we go. Let's stage 10. Let's get out of here. Close this. We've been having a lot of fun with this. Like Dragon, we only went to 5 just because, reasons. But most of this is the same stuff. You can pretty much bring anybody. We're going to bring him in. We'll take out her, and we'll bring in some other fun heroes. They're all bad because they're all like none of them really have gear right now. We'll put him in for funs and see how this goes. So now we've got no defense down, which honestly doesn't really matter right now. And the reason I say it doesn't matter is because Golem goes first. So having defense down will only help on the boss, and even then, it's kind of whatever. Like, Golem's so overpowered at this point, it don't even matter. Especially for the levels we're trying to beat. Look at that. I mean, he's gonna crush him. Attack up is all we need. Look at that. 9K on him, and he's only level 30. That's crazy, right? Boom. 8,000. He did more damage than Golem. Look at that. 8,200 at level 30. Just because of the affinity, man. I'm telling you, affinities change everything. Look at that, 9K on him. Level 30 hero. I'm telling you, is this a speed boot? Please be a speed boot. It's a defense boot. You suck, sir. But yeah, Berserker is freaking awesome. This is where affinity matters, all right? Let's get out of here. What's the next affinity? We're in Spirit, right? So we want a blue hero that can do some damage. So we're going to take you out, and we're going to bring in... Remember, most of these heroes have no real gear, like pretty much none. We'll bring him in, and we'll bring him in. They're only like level 30, and that's it. Let's start. Probably shouldn't be super rating for this because... Actually, I mean, I should because I need gear, but who knows? This probably won't be a long-term scenario anyway. So they're actually not hitting bad. Look at that, 1,700 on him for a defense hero that has no gear on. I don't even think he has any gear. I think he has 0 gear. Boom, look at that, 17,000 this time now for that hit because he's a correct affinity. So we've got a lot of blues in here. 9,000, 10,000, see? Much better damage now from Golem because we're in the correct affinity. There you go, 2,500 for no gear, 2,500 no gear. So that's without any defense gear. Like I said, I'm pretty sure those guys have 0 gear on them. And they're still able to kind of beat stuff just because, right? But it's really Golem that's doing the work. Trust me, I know this. But yeah, all these heroes can be useful in certain areas, even if it's just switching out affinities so you can do quicker farms or, maybe beat a wave a little bit easier. There's definitely some stuff here that you can do. Fire Knight, we never really mess with too much. I don't think we even went into Fire Knight except for the first level. So let's try out our, what is it? Who was the one we wanted? Take him out. We're going to bring in, who was it? Was it Flinger that had the extra hits, right? No, it was him. So we're going to see if he can help us. Now, he's only good in Faction Crypt, right? Yeah, he's only good in Faction Crypt. We're going to put the speed up on this. We are definitely going to need at least a heal and shield for this fight because these guys will die if we don't bring them in eventually. But he's good, and then let's see what she does. I'm curious. She's the wrong affinity, but we want to see like what the damage does. Yeah, we're going to use the 40. We'll use the 40 gems. It's fine. I'm going to take the super raid off in about 2 seconds. I'm tired of that. We're tired of it. Boom. Fun things. All these guys are rocking. Now, let's see how these guys can handle themselves. They're probably going to kill the boss before it even gets a turn to really do it. I mean, it's going to get the first turn, but now that we're all boosted, we're going to kill it through the shield probably. So we don't have a counter yet. There you go. We got the counter attack. All the debuffs are removed. 1, 2. So now she should counter now, and so should he. There's a counter. See? 1, and then 1, 2. So that was 3 hits for free to get the shield down. See what I mean? Done. So yeah, I mean, it could be something useful here with Skullsworn and Eris. They could be used as, heroes that can do that kind of stuff. The only problem here is a lot of these heroes are going to constantly use weird skills. So in this scenario, you might want to bring somebody with some turn meter drop if you have it, but it's cool to get the shield down if you're having trouble. You can get multiple attacks. So yeah, Skullsworn could work in this capacity. There's other heroes that do it probably better, like someone like Satyr, who's an uncommon. If you're going to use somebody for this, he has a 4 hit and he can drop turn meter. So there's stuff like that you can kind of work your way in. But Skullsworn works fine. I mean, it worked here. Eris and Skullsworn were able to kill the shield on him, and you can get some extra turns, and it's all based on counters, which is nice. As far as Spider, this is really just an AoE game at this point. I wouldn't even bring anybody. I would just bring everybody who can do AoEs at this point. Attack up if you need it. She can stay alive, but like, here you go. Speed the team up, bring in some damage, and you're good to go here. I don't think you should have too much trouble here unless your heroes start dying and they get more turns. As long as everybody can kill the spiders, you're fine. Like, now we got some speed up, so we should get some more turns. There's your defense down, and now the spider is our little biatch because defense down makes this boss just get wrecked. Get wrecked. Hopefully he can use his... Oh, great. He got 4 spiders. I was hoping he wouldn't get that many and that we would get more damage into the boss with that 3-hitter, but it's unfortunate. So yeah, spider's not as hard as it sounds. It's going to eventually get annoying because you need a tank, and then the ads keep getting turned, so it makes the fights really long. Look at that, 11,000. Boom, boom, with a 12,000 hit right at the end. See, that's where it starts to get a little weird, because now these spiders are going to start getting attacks. This is where speed is going to become a real issue here. You got to get your team fast enough to not deal with this. All right, so once you start getting like 200 speed heroes, you're not going to have to worry about this kind of stuff as much until the higher levels. But there you go. We got some rings, some things that we can add on to our heroes. Like I said, AoE damage is fine all the way up until at least 10. All right. Possibly longer if you have really strong heroes. But stage 10 is all you need to get to, because that drops 5-star accessories very often. So it's a good place to start farming. And don't worry about 6-star in the beginning, because it's going to take too long, unless you just have all night and you want to let it sit and you're one of those people, then go ahead. But stage 10, that's where you farm in Spider. And then for Ice Golem's Peak, yeah, basically you just bring in your team. That's it. This could be a good team for it, just because they can handle it. If you need to be able to stay alive longer, you can bring in someone like Eris to keep the speed up more. You could bring in Diabolist here. This is a good team if you're trying to beat things on auto, because Mr. Man there will block these guys from getting attacks, from surviving. If you're not doing auto, just make sure you wait to use his skill, because we'll take it off auto, and then you want to use the revive skill, but he's got to be strong enough to kill him. That's the only problem. See? There you go. Block revive, and now the boss cannot revive that guy. So now you only get one enemy back. So if you get lucky, and that's why you want him to be literally as strong as possible, you want to make sure that he can kill them. All right, and he doesn't leave them with a little bit of HP, because that's how they keep reviving. So yeah, Conqueror, attack, straight power and damage is all you need for him. And if you can keep him alive, later on he's going to die in this area. All right, so that's that. And then, like I said, they all can kind of showcase themselves pretty well in here. Minotaur, we can pretty much already run because of Kale, so we don't have to. Golek, so we don't have to worry about that too much. We did all these. We haven't unlocked everything yet. There's the event dungeon, which will probably get us beat, but we did beat up to stage 5, and that gets us 3 to 4. So let's just see if we can do anything here. So we'll take. So now this is red. So green is good here. We're going to take him out, and we're going to bring back War Maiden and see if we can do something here. I'm probably going to say we should be good without him. I think it's better that we bring him. Actually, we'll bring him. Let's just try it. What's the worst that happens, guys, right? Can they do it? Pretty much, yes, because of Golek. So now we've got all our stuff. I don't think she's going to kill Golek, but you never know with this, with this game. Sometimes the bosses are just too strong for one hero, regardless of what they are. But as you can see, Valerie's taking some hits at level 40, and she doesn't care. There you go. It took 3 times for them to actually kill him. So this is the event boss, which sucks, by the way. And we're in red right now, which is why this is going to be even harder for us to win, because we're in the wrong affinity for Golek. So he's got to take care of the boss by himself, and I knew that was going to happen because I remember stage 5 was already a bitch. So there you go. Next stage, we've got what? She is now still red. So basically every one of these is red probably, right? Yep, they're all red. So unfortunately, yeah, this is a tough fight for Golek. You're going to have to, you're going to probably be able to beat 7, 8 at least with him, but it's going to be tough. But yeah, if this is just this event, you got 2 weeks left on it. If you're doing it now, if this is after the event, well, there's always going to be another event. So there you go. You're probably better off spending your time in Dragon's Lair. Let's just go look at Clan Boss. We'll look at Arena. I haven't actually messed around in here too much. We'll refresh. Here we go. Legendary teams. I love it. We'll just bring in, this is the team we've been using just because we have attack up, and then he just blasts people. But she can't, really it's just for her speed. We can't really do anything about it, just because I don't have the gear for it. Eventually, we're going to want to get her faster. But right now, basically, Kale's just going to do her thing. And we have him to kind of do exactly what you just saw. We don't care that he's level 30. We care that he kills off those 1 or 2 heroes that are a little bit, have a little bit of health. Here we go, another tough one. You know what we'll do? We'll bring in... oh, that's right, we have the main team right now. We'll take him out. And we'll bring her in. And then we will also bring in you. So this is like a reasonable team once you get them set to beat things. They're probably going to lose this time because I don't have any freaking gear on them. But, Golek should be able to still win this. I don't foresee him, not being able to kill these guys unless he doesn't get his turns fast enough. There you go. They're going to be dead. All right, she's good. Perfect. I don't know why. Oh, that's right. It was a counterattack. There you go. They're all dead. Let's say Golek should be able to handle that by himself. None of these guys really matter. They're all whatever heroes to me. Ninja's great for PvE. I wouldn't say for PvE. As far as PvP, he's good if he's faster, just like everyone else. He's basically another attacker. He's just as good as most of the other heroes that I've used. I would honestly over Ninja, I would choose Yukaro for arena. That's just me personally, but that's because I use him more. I have used Ninja before on another account, but like I said, I like him. His freeze attack is awesome. He can stack stuff like crazy in Clan Boss. He's an awesome hero. I just don't personally like him for arena, but that's me. Because as long as you're faster than him, which is pretty much 90% of the heroes in this game, he's not that impressive. But Yukaro can steal an entire turn meter and then attack again. That I love, and I think he's awesome in that respect. But this guy's got some burns and some other cool skills. So really, it just depends on which damage dealer you like better. That's really how good he is for arena. Loki, I could care less about. Skeletor, don't care. Sun Wukong is a complete jerk, and I hate him. He is annoying. I'll give him that. And if he's built to attack and revive, like if you have a constant revive on him with like a Death Knight or something like that, yeah, just skip that fight. Because even if you can win, it's just going to be a long, boring fight. So just ignore these people and don't play with them. But yeah, this team we were able to beat with pretty much little to no problems. Golek does that to people sometimes with a level 60. That's why you always just go level 60, baby. Get one level 60 and makes your life easier. That would have been an end fight. We would have all been dead if everyone was level 50. Sometimes it's better to just go all in. Faction Wars, we're not going to really get into with this account right now. I'm not going to look at that. But we did Arena. Clan Boss will be the last thing we look at today, just because it's the other thing we've unlocked. We're going to go into easy mode. We're going to see what we can do here. So basically what I'm thinking here is we would put a speed team lead. Eventually you're going to move to HP possibly if you need to stay alive longer. We've got Golek in there just because he has his masteries on War Master. We've got a healer that can do some, give us some shields and stuff. We're going to take her out. We're going to take him out. We're going to bring in, not her. We're going to bring her in so that we have that. And then we're going to bring a speeder in. So this is kind of what I'm thinking for the starting team here to see if we can get this to work. It's not going to work this time as well as it will normally because one, we're not speed tuned, and two, we're also have no gear and my heroes will be one shot because they're all level 30. So there is that, you know what I mean? Well, actually she's level 11, but she's 4-star, so who knows? But this is kind of the team I would use, and if everybody had War Master, I think it would be a really good team. You've got your speeder, you've got an attack up hero, you've got an extension for buffs, you've got a speed hero, you've got a counter hero. Like, there's a lot of good things going on here. The only thing this team is really missing at this point would be like a defense down from War Maiden. So it's possible that you could conceivably switch out Golek later on down the road for a defense. Actually, no, we have defense down on Golek, but it's just not. It's not as good as hers though. I think it's a 30% or possibly, but it's also very. I think he has a chance of doing 60%. That's what it was. So he can do defense down. It's just not the best, and it's not the most reliable. But you're going to start to see that they can do some pretty reasonable clan boss damage just from getting these heroes leveled. I mean, I could literally spend a day with a reasonable amount of HP, of energy, and probably get these guys back up and running for a clan boss team that can do 2 to 3 million damage, you know what I mean? In a day. Just by leveling them and getting them a couple pieces of gear that are key to their, survival. And that's really it. If you can get some speed boots and some crit gear on some of them, and then get some speed pieces for all the other heroes, yeah, immediately your team becomes way better. Get all their gear to level 12, and now you got yourself a solid clan boss team. I mean, for all I know, Golek might end up pulling out that 2 to 3 million just by himself because he's going to be able to keep healing himself back up. And remember, Golek does not have any amulet or a banner. He literally has just the ring. And he's also wearing an HP frickin' chest, which in some respects might actually help him out in this fight because it'll keep him alive longer. But I'd rather just do more damage quicker rather than wait the fight out longer. Unless you're doing poisons, in which case, the waiting game is real. So it looks like they're actually already at the point where they can probably pull out that whole 2 to 3 million, which is nice. And they're not even built. That's the funny part. We'll look at them all. I'll show you the gear that's on these guys right now. It's kind of crazy, right? When you think about it. Fun stuff. I love when games are fun in 7 days. I like when you can do what you want to do in a video in 7 days. We might just do like a 7-day tutorial of like different ways you could start the game. Different things you can do without spending money to start Raid Shadow Legends and how you don't need anything else. You don't need a code. You don't need anything. You could always use a promo code for energy though. Like if there's a energy promo codes, yo, put them things in, baby, because those suckers are awesome. I think we might have found one that gave us like 1 energy refill. I'm pretty sure that's what we got. I think we had a code. I forgot which one it was that we found. I'm like, oh, I needed energy, and I was like, I was trying to get like 1 thing done, and I needed like 1 or 2 more fights, and I was like, oh, and I found a code. So we found a promo code. There's actually a couple more you could have used during this week. We didn't use them though. So there you go. Look at that. We didn't even need to worry about it. 2.8 million. We didn't even need to do anything to get to 2 to 3 million. So boom, we've got a nice team. Golem is great. We had our shields up to help keep him alive. We've got our attack up to give him more damage. We've got a counterattack, which she died real quick anyway because she's not built. And then Diablo. So there you go. You got yourself an easy clan boss team in 7 days. I think I'm at 7. Am I 8? Let me just look because I think it's 7 days. But let me see. Daily login rewards. Oh no, we're on 8. I lied, guys. I am sorry. We're on day 8. I'll put it in the thing. We're day 8. Day freaking 8, guys. We just logged in. That's why last night I forgot. But either way, it's still a week. You can get mad if you want. I don't care. All right, so there you go. We've got some stuff. Let's look at their skills and their gear. Like I said, crit rate, 30%, HP, and speed we just got. Defense, ring. Literally all the wrong shit for him. Everything's bad. She's got some speed and some crit. None of these stats really match. She's got a crit damage glove, which is ridiculous. She's got an attack chest. Also, probably not what we want on her. At least not a flat attack. I definitely want a percent attack on her to keep her alive. We've got no speed boots, and the only speed we're getting out of her is plus 29 from the set itself. So yeah, trash speed. Another hero, trash speed, plus 13. She's literally wearing garbage. Look at this. She has this set that has like no speed on it. 2 speed here and none here. This is an attack boot, and this is the defense boot. So she's got plus 13 speed, and I honestly don't even know where it's coming from. Oh yeah, from the set. So just from having these 2 pieces on, and it's all level 8. So yeah, she sucks. And then War Maiden, I just got these pieces from crafting. We just unlocked crafting, and I threw this set on her, which is a reliably good set. So this is probably the only thing we've got that's like decent. And we don't even have a glove or a chest on her. Her speed's 39, so that's actually not bad. It's a little bit higher. But yeah, you could easily just give her an attack set. I mean, look at Spirit Host. She's at 8,000 power, so you could easily build her with not this set. All right, you could do this with just speed pieces and a crit damage, so you're good. Or you could put her in something like this, which everyone gets from the free logins right now for the first week of playing. So you could put her in that if you want, or just leave her in the attack set that you get for Golem. Like either way works, it'll still have the same effect. Just make sure she has some reasonable accuracy and you're good. So this set is not even changing the fight that much, considering we're missing 3 pieces of gear on her. And then her, we literally have 2 pieces of speed and all level 3 gear except for this, which gave her attack. So we got plus 12 on that. We actually didn't even level it up, which is crazy. So yeah, you can do a $3 million. Yeah, $3 million hit on Clan Boss with the crappiest gear and heroes you could see. And the other thing to do is we're not speed tuned. So like Golem's speed is at 53 plus, so he's at what, 156? All right, that's pretty low. So figure we can get her speed. If we get her speed up, she's at 36. If we can get her going first, immediately now you've got a sped up team, and then you've got your attack up before Golem starts attacking. Yeah, there's so many things you can do to make this team work better. Just, it's disgusting. So yeah, this is easily a brutal team at this point. Like, easily brutal. You can start doing brutal with this team. Actually, you can probably start doing nightmare with this team. I'll be honest. Once you build them up to 60. So yeah, a lot of fun stuff here. A lot of really cool heroes that you can get. They all seem to have a purpose. They all seem to work really well in the game. So don't think that you're going to have trouble playing if you are, just starting out. There's 20 heroes here, which you can get in the first week. All right. Sometime, maybe the first day. Depends on your, where you're going. If there's one hero here particular that you like better than the other, then farm that sucker first. You'll have them in the first day, level them up to 50, and then don't farm the rest of the heroes until the next week. Like, whatever you want to do. That's the fun part. Whatever you want to do and whichever hero you like, that's the one you should get. And that's the one you can get first. yeah, I guess that's it for today. So, yeah, if you guys have any questions, things you want to talk about, things you want to discuss, feel free to leave a comment below. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. You help the channel grow. We do a live stream every single week. And if you're interested, you can become a member for $1.99 a month, which basically gives you access to all of my videos as soon as I post them. And it also gives you some emojis. It gives you a free video every week that has no commercials. And my undying affection. All right, so this is 20 heroes that are farmed and easily obtained from campaign. This is Mobile Gamer Nerd. And you guys take care.